Are you more efficient when completing assignments using the iPad?
So it could work in either way because our handwriting definitely improves on the iPads, but at the same time, we could airdrop homework and stuff to each other and the teachers would never know, so that makes it less efficient because kids aren't doing their work as much.
Are you better organized when using the iPad in the classroom?
We are better organized because if you lose a paper like in a binder or something, you're most likely never going to find it again. And if you lose something on your iPad, it's always somewhere, rather it's in your photos or your recently deleted photos, and you can also recover like every photo that you take.
Do you prefer to read handouts or other readings for class on your iPad rather than a hard copy?
I prefer to read them on the iPad because you can zoom in on words that are too close together and it's easier to read it, and you won't go off the line you're reading on if it's on the iPad because you can zoom in.
Do you prefer to type assignments on your iPad versus a laptop, desktop, or writing by hand?
Some of us concluded that it's easier and more efficient to write on the iPads because we're used to texting and used to using the electronic keyboards versus a physical like desktop keyboard, or handwriting because it takes more time to handwrite.
So the technology part requires a lot more attention than it did 12 actually.
My group decided that it was easier to handwrite things because of stuff like, let's say, autocorrect, where if I try to type something in Spanish like tambien, it'll be like, do you mean cheese? No, I don't mean cheese. I mean tambien. I proved my statement.
We chose the iPad because if you really don't like the keyboard on the iPad, you can always hook up a Bluetooth keyboard.
My group said that writing on a laptop or a desktop was easier because the keys are larger and the handwriting isn't that good because your handwriting can be messy and it can take longer to type or write.
Does use of the iPad help you work more independently and help you solve your own problems?
So the iPad is not a human, so it can't help you with every single thing like a teacher would, but it can help you with a lot of things.
How does the iPad help you to work with your peers to complete tasks and solve problems collaboratively? Go ahead.
Well, if you're having trouble with your homework, you can always email one of your friends to ask for help. And if you're working on a group project together, you can always start a Google Docs together and revise each other's work as you write together.
Sometimes when your partner's iPads aren't working, you can work together on one iPad, and if they didn't get the document from the teacher, you can just share it and send it to them.
Sometimes it's easy because if we both get the worksheet, one person can pull the questions up and then the other person can write down the answers and then send the answers to the other person instead of having to write the whole thing over again.
The iPads help you get more organized because I sometimes do my math homework on Edu Creations and I don't lose my math homework as much as I usually did last year.
I don't like to read regular paper books. I like to scroll through ebooks and iBooks.
I think the iPads make it more interesting and allow you to be more artistic and creative with like doing your notes on explain everything or using emojis.
Last year I had to carry around like a bunch of notebooks and binders, but this year I only have to carry around my iPad and my home folder.